that brings us to the hot mess under the tank. Now, I have some extra wires in here. These are from my Helitech quick shifter, these colored wires, but other than that, it's stock. This still has the air injection system. I will not be putting it back on. I'll be blocking it off. That will significantly clean this up. A lot of people have already done that at this point. That's what all these hoses here are for, and all these here are for. So it's just stuff to get in the way. It's purely for emissions control. You don't need it for engine performance. You don't need to reflash the ECU if you end up blocking it off. Nothing at all. On a stock bike, all it's going to do is you won't hear the subtle little deceleration pops. That's it. You won't notice anything else. So I'm going to do it just so I don't have these pipes in the way. And that's the main reason most people do it. If you have aftermarket slip-ons on your bike, they are much more pronounced. And that's why a lot of people, after they put on slip-ons, will immediately disable the air injection system, because most people don't like them. If I had an aftermarket exhaust, I would leave it on though, because I actually like them on other bikes. But other bikes have an awesome exhaust sound. This one doesn't. All right, so let's get to removing stuff. So there's a few ways we can get rid of this air injection system. If your only goal is to disable the system and you're not worried about the pipes, you can just block it off internally with a plug. But the point of me doing it is to get rid of the piping to get the space freed up. And I have to take the system out because I'm in the middle of doing this valve check anyway. So the first way to do it is to buy block-off plates. They're going to run you $50 and up, and they replace these big plates under here. You remove the whole system, install your plates, you'll have a plug here, and that's it. Alternatively, you can spend under $10. I got a couple of these assorted heater bypass caps at my local auto store. We need 4 1/2" and 1 5/8. And what we're going to do is take off the whole system by removing this clamp here, these 4 here. Whole system comes out. You unplug the electrical connector here. This will just dangle, does nothing. And then our caps are just going to go on our pipes. Put on the caps and we're done. So the only difference between using the plates and using the caps is taking out the reed assemblies under here, which you don't have to do. They don't do anything and they make no difference if they're in or out. So I'm just going to use the caps, under 10 bucks. Super easy. Now the most difficult thing about this is getting to the clamps, and I find it easiest to lift up, get a pair of pliers or needle nose underneath. In my case, the freaking tongs are pointed straight down. If yours happen to be pointing straight up, well, super easy for you. Just squeeze them and slide them off. This is the little solenoid, and it's on a little rubber grommet, and the whole thing just slides to the left off that metal tong, and then the whole thing will slide out. So I'm going to go ahead and I already took this one off here. That was easy to get to. I'm just going to get to these 4, slide them off, and take the system out. Bob's your uncle. And there we go. Now these caps were a little bit bigger diameter than the stock hoses, and I didn't feel good about stretching the clamps quite that so far, so I just used good quality zip ties. These aren't high pressure, absolutely no problem with doing that. They are on there solid. So we got all 4 of these capped off. The electrical connector, I'm just going to zip tie to its little holder there, just out of the way, and that's all you have to do. Nothing with the ECU. Like I said, you can spend 5 times as much and put on block-off plates. It does the exact same thing, but that's it. So there you go.